So guys, I'd be lying if I said I had played Compass Point West, but welcome to the channel. I'm Ethan Netflix Game, and today we're going to be talking about Point West and when we could see this in Netflix games. Will it be this year? Will it be next year? We're going to be talking about this. So for those who know, Compass Point West is an old West strategy game. It was free to play, where you basically build your own town. You got to go around traveling, turning deserted villages and whatnot into money making opportunities. And why this is relevant is this game is now part of the Netflix ecosystem. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Netflix acquired the developer Next Games last year, in 2022, for a total of, from what I remember seeing online, it was $72 million, which is about 65 million euros. That is quite an impressive figure. But what did they get from the deal? Well, they got Strange Things, Puzzle Tales, a few other games, and Common Point West. Common Point West being the one we want to talk about today. Now, Common Point West is obviously quite clearly a game that has a huge dedicated fan base. If you go on the Facebook page, it's got like 85,000 likes. And people really want this game to come back. This game obviously was delisted years ago, but could Netflix bring this back soon? Yeah, well, we've already seen in Tum Dum from 2022 that Netflix does plan to bring this game back. However, we don't know the exact date and time it plans to bring it back, or the exact year or anything like that, which is unfortunate. But I will say I have a faith that we will see this game sometime this year, largely because Netflix Games has had about 16 games in development. We have only since then we've seen what 3 or 4 games release, and this game is clearly one that's in development. Like this is clear. This is clear. This game is in development. This game is basically already finished. It was already a public product. You could already play this game back in the day. All they really need to do is remove the microtransactions and remove any advertising. That's all Netflix necessarily needs to do to make this game be able to be ported to Netflix games. However, there is also the issue that this might also affect another game on Netflix games, and that's Strange Things Puzzle Tales. Strange Things Puzzle Tales, for those who don't know, is made by the same studio that The Common Point West was made by. Now, many people will probably say, okay, what's the big deal? Well, Netflix might not want to do that. I might not want to, focus on making this game available on Netflix games yet, because they don't want to, take developers away from that game, because that game's pretty popular and whatnot. However, I do think if Netflix doesn't do such a thing, it'd be a huge loss on their end, especially as Netflix needs to keep adding more games and more content in general to keep people entertained, engaged, and subscribing to their service. Point West is already a notable game as well. And if they add this game, say, tomorrow, we'll use randomness, so say tomorrow they add this game to Netflix games, this game will be arguably one of the only actual game IPs that Netflix own on the actual platform. What I mean by that is if you look at there's like 11 or 12 games from Netflix's first party studios on Netflix games, and besides the 2 Oxenfree games and Dungeon Boss Respawned, all the other games that are made based on Netflix properties are based on stuff like Stranger Things, Nailed It, Too Hot to Handle, Queen's Gambit, like Netflix shows. Netflix shows, so so. It's not really like the best thing in the world if you're looking for just a gaming IP. But I digress. I think that they can expand on this, and Point West is be a good example of something they could use to expand on it. Now, what Netflix needs to do is obviously take out the in-app purchases, and obviously take out any ads or anything like that, and then just slowly roll this game out onto smartphones. And probably by the time this game comes out, there'll be a app for or at least a way to play Netflix games on the TV. Because this game is obviously a game that you can play in widescreen. So to me, hey ho, I'd love to play that on a TV. And especially since obviously the whole point of it is basically like building a village and obviously doing stuff like that. And that's a huge draw to a lot of people. So Netflix is clearly losing out by not having this game available already. And hopefully Netflix actually wakes up soon and realizes, hey, we need to get this game out. We need to get this game on the market, get it on Netflix games. Because for those who don't know, Netflix is obviously trying to grow their gaming division, grow their games library. And the more games they release, the more it's going to grow. The more it's going to grow, the more devs they acquire or work with, it's going to grow. And that's how it is. Netflix just needs to keep growing and growing and growing their gaming division, and suddenly one day they'll be like pop. They're one of the market leaders. Now, are they anywhere near a market leader now? No, they're nowhere near a market leader now. But hopefully Netflix can use games like Common Point West, maybe make a sequel as well, make a TV show. Because there is I know there is a strategy guide that's available on iTunes for this game, which I didn't even realize was still available. But like they delisted the game, but they kept the strategy guide up. I don't understand that, but hey ho. But yeah, guys, what do you think about this news in the comments down below? Like, Do you want to see this game on Netflix Games? When do you want to see this game? I want to see this game soon. I want to make a video on this game. I want to play this game. But we have to wait and see what Netflix does, unfortunately, which is really annoying because obviously this game has so much potential to become a huge Netflix draw, but they've not done anything with it yet. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments, guys. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, turn notifications. I've been NG, the Netflix Gamer, and I'm signing out. Peace.